So The Falcon and the Winter Soldiers is the newest MCU TV show or mini series on Disney Plus, with the first one being WandaVision, and I love that series, so I was really looking forward to the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I love all the magic, all the fantastical elements from WandaVision, but it is definitely nice to spend more time with some of the more grounded characters, human characters, and to spend time in a more realistic, more traditional settings, if you know what I mean. This review is gonna be spoiler free, so you don't have to worry about any spoiler, me ruining the ending or anything like that. I'm just gonna talk about how I feel about the show. I like it or not. If you want to know how I feel about certain things that happen in the series, how I feel about the ending or about certain characters that showed up, or just spoiler stuff that happened. If you want to know how I feel about those, leave a comment in the comment section down below, or just message me on Twitter or whatever and ask me, and I am more than happy to talk to you about those. But in this video, in this review, I'm gonna keep the spoiler to minimal, if any. So with that being said, let's talk about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. In WandaVision, remember that scene where Monica was coming back from the snap, and we saw just the chaos in that hospital. I love the fact that this show kind of delve deeper into that, like how is the world affected by, Thanos snapping half of the population away, and then them coming back just all of a sudden. We got the Falcon, right? Sam Wilson, who is working for the Air Force now. He's still got the Falcon suit. He's doing the Falcon stuff. He's like pretty well known as, one of the Avengers. So he's there, flying around, kicking ass. We saw him fighting GSP, I'm just so happy to see making a comeback to the MCU. I'm such a huge fan of GSP. So we saw him doing all those cool Falcon Avengers stuff, but at the same time, as Sam Wilson, he has his struggle. Him and his family, they got financial problems, and I did not see that coming, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. I thought that this show was gonna be more of what we saw in Captain America: The Winter Soldier, more spy, thriller, that kind of stuff. But it's not it, and I'm glad that it's not it. I'm glad that I got to see something different. We saw Sam and his sister going to the bank asking for a loan and got rejected, and we see those kind of real human problem happening to our beloved Avengers, and it's so beautiful to see in a weird way. Like, you just don't, it's not the kind of things that you see in the movies. With these shows, you have a little bit more time to explore the characters and to see who they really are, outside of the Avengers and the superheroes persona. Who are they as human beings? You know what I mean? And that's really interesting. We see Bucky Barnes going to therapy, dealing with the years and years of, being the Winter Soldier and trying to run away from it, trying to put his past in the past. He's trying to forget all that, but the nightmares and all the bad stuff that he did to keep coming back. There are certain aspects of this character that, when you think about it, is actually kind of heartbreaking, because he is so tortured and he is so damaged, and what you have in Bucky is someone who's trying to move on. Once these two got together, man, like the chemistry between these two actors, Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie, is just unmatched. They play off of each other so well. The banter, the insults, and that whole time I didn't get tired of seeing the two of them just doing their thing. It kind of reminded me of one of those buddy cops movie. Like, think of your favorite buddy cop movies, right? And the chemistry between these two are very much that it's very similar. Think Rush Hour, or like 21 Jump Street. It's very similar, and I love it. Also, the action scenes in the shows are just straight fire. Okay, like, they're so good. They're so well choreographed, so well filmed, and it's just beautiful to look at. You just don't see the difference between TV and blockbuster movie. Like, they look just as good. Visual effects, stunt work, just everything about the actions, man. Like, it's just so good, so well put together. So we got the Falcon, we got Bucky, and if you loved them before, you're gonna love them even more now, right? Where I have problem with the show is in the villains departments. The show just, for the longest time, they didn't know what to do as far as, antagonists, as far as, super villains or just villains. Right. They all got potential, like the Flag Smasher, led by Carly. Carly as a character is a really good concept. I'll say that. If done right, she could have been a really sympathetic villain, but we just didn't have enough time with her. And the reason why is because we also have another villainous character. Well, not really, but for the purpose of the show and the story that they were trying to tell, he was kind of a villain when you think about it. I'm talking about U.S. Agent. I'm talking about the new Captain America. I'm talking about John Walker. Again, a really good concept for the character. And I thought Wyatt Russell did a really good job playing this role. But then you just have these two antagonists, and I just feel like they're taking screen time from each other in a weird way. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like if you just take one out, the other one becomes so much more interesting. And then on top of that, you have Baron Zemo coming back, who I thought was just a delight. Like, I just love this guy, right? I just love Daniel Bruhl as Baron Zemo. I thought he'd kill it. He's not in the show that much, he's not even the main villain of the show. All these theory about him putting on a purple mask because he want to taunt the Avengers, because it looks like Thanos and whatnot. That storyline and it's just nowhere to be found, and he's just kind of there to, he's like a mean to an end, kind of, he's like a plot device. It's a good one, I enjoy his presence, I like it when he's on screen, and he, again, Daniel Bruhl, he killed every single second that he was on screen. That being said, they were just trying to do too many things at once, I feel like. I remember just scrolling through YouTube, and I saw a video that said the Marvel Universe is so obsessed with, setting up future movies that they are, in a way, robbing us a complete story. Like a complete ending. Now, I don't necessarily agree with that statement. Not fully anyway. But after having seen the ending of the show, I could see where they were coming from, right? Because these are, the MCU miniseries on Disney Plus. They are not, they're not TV shows, right? You're not gonna see a season 2. They are miniseries, one and done, right? So you would think, like, okay, that means we're gonna have a complete story for these characters. But no, they're still, they're still doing the MCU thing. They're still trying to set up future movies, future whatever, right? And they just got me thinking, okay, so you're setting it up, right? Like the TV show is setting up the movies. Like WandaVision is setting up Doctor Strange 2. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is setting up another movie that I won't get into because, spoiler. But why though? Like for the longest time, you guys don't want the TV shows and the movies to be together. Netflix shows, the Defender shows, they make some references here and there, but, Kevin Feige, he made it very clear that he don't want those characters in his movie. Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., a pretty good show, right? And we all thought that it was part of the MCU. And, Kevin Feige, once again, he made it very clear that he don't want the characters in Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the MCU for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't get it, right? And then you got Cloak and Dagger, you got The Runaways. All of those shows, supposedly part of the MCU, but they don't want them in the MCU movies. And they were treated like, some separate entities. They're not, I mean, if you like them or not, right? Good or bad, they're part of the MCU. The Inhumans, unfortunately, is part of the MCU, right? So, I'm just sitting there like, okay, so the way that you treated all these shows, throughout the years, why is, WandaVision and why is the Falcon and the Winter Soldier getting the the MCU treatment. Why is that? I just it's kind of bugged me a little bit because for the longest time I was a fan of Agent of Shield, right? I love Daredevil, I love Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, even Iron Fist. I had a good time with that show too. The Defenders, I like that. So to see the new kids getting the special treatment, it's a little annoying. I don't know how to explain it. One thing that I will praise this show for is if you guys know me, you know that I have problem with superheroes or just comic book TV shows in the past trying to have a like a political message behind them. Now, I'm not one of those people who says, I don't want politics in the my entertainment. I just want to escape. I just want to have fun. I don't want any of these politics to be in my movies or my TV shows. I don't want it. I'm not one of those people. The problem that I had with the TV shows and the movies in the past, they try so hard to be political and they kind of forgot about the characters in the story. When you make a movie, when you make a piece of art, I don't care who you are, the characters in the story, they come first, right? If you want to have a political message in there, it is perfectly fine. I don't have any problem with that. What I do have a problem with is people, filmmakers, using that political message to blame whoever is criticizing their stuff, right? You don't like my stuff, you must be a racist, you must be a sexist, you must be a misogynist or whatever, right? Like sometimes it's just no, man. Like your stuff, your movie, your book, or your TV show, they suck, right? They suck. I don't like it. I hate it. It sucks. It has nothing to do with the political message that you're trying to put in there. The movie itself, the piece of art itself, is horrible, right? The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is a great show with a great message. This is an example of having a political message in your TV show done right. It wasn't even like hard. It wasn't they made it look so easy. The way that the message itself is told through the story and through the character and through the dialogue. I thought it was beautiful. I have no problem with it. When it's done well, I have no problem with it. And to all those people who are saying that Marvel, you guys are you make superhero movies, these movies and TV shows for kids, you shouldn't have political message in there. Marvel comics are some of the most political stuff I have ever read. Stan Lee himself, he said that the Marvel comics that he created, they are a reflection of the real world. So if you claim to be a Marvel fan, but you don't want political message in your movie, in your TV show, in your comics, are you really a Marvel fan? You know what I mean? Like, do you know your history? You see where I'm going with this? So the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is once again it's solid and another great entry to the MCU. At this point, I don't care if they're movies or TV show. They put out anything, I'll watch it. You know what I mean? Like I just love this world, this universe. I love these characters so much. I just want to spend time with them. I don't think I like this one more than WandaVision. I do think the WandaVision is a little bit better. But this one is still, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is still a really, really good watch. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Guys, if you got a chance to watch the Falcon and the Winter Soldiers, let me know in the comment section how you feel about it. Did you like it? Did you not like it? And if you enjoy my review, hit the like button and subscribe to see more reviews like this. With that being said, I'll see you soon.